All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another amazing episode of Multi Churro, the fanciest podcast on the planet. We are coming to you from On the One Studios here in Greensboro, North Carolina. This is your host, Brian, a.k.a. B. Hearn, a.k.a. the Puerto Rican Ron Swanson.
I have a joke for you.
Okay.
The government in this town is excellent and uses your tax dollars efficiently.
He does love bacon. It's your boy Jadon, a.k.a. Jadon Daffio, because technically I'm homeless, a.k.a. you had me at Meat Tornado.
I don't give a what you think, Jerry.
Oh, my name's Feliciano. I don't have any of those cool AKAs, man. You guys outdid me.
You don't need them, man. You're the coolest.
Good thing you're cool, yeah.
Good thing. I'm pursuing all that's pursuable.
That's right.
Woo.
Anyway, we got some guests here today.
We do.
Yes.
Salutations.
Who do we got? Who we got in the studio today with us?
What does that mean?
My name is John Michael, and Castle Click Productions, photography, all that good stuff. I'm glad to be here today and enjoy all this with you fine folks and females.
Especially females.
Who we got over here? Shades. Shades O'Houlihan.
I didn't want to do it.
Natalie, introduce yourself over there.
Hello, I'm Natalie Garcia, and I work for Yes Weekly. It's a local newspaper here in Greensboro, based out of Greensboro, but we are full triad, and I'm happy to be here. I'm excited.
Apparently, these are our two friends that know their shit about The Office. And
I kind of do.
Yes.
Kinda.
So today's episode is going to be The Office and Parks and Rec, and then The Office versus Parks and Rec. So we are going to get into it. We're going to talk about favorite characters, least favorite characters, favorite episodes, how we got into the shows, the whole entire 9 yards. We're going to start it off with The Office first. They get first dibs since they did come out first before Parks and Rec. So we're going to go ahead and kick that off with Jerry. You want to start us off? I know we didn't even go over the order.
That's a big task, yeah.
We didn't even go over the order.
That's right.
That's quite an ask. Well, my experience with The Office, I was a big fan of the dry British humor, and I was a big fan of the British Office. I know a lot. There's some animosity here. Like fans of the U.S. Office sometimes don't like the UK Office, and vice versa. The people that really love the UK Office really didn't see the point of it. I think that it helped. It helped The Office come from the UK, and it kind of did its own thing. Like it's still the same premise, but it's completely American, and they really just did their own thing over at NBC when they took over that show. And so we had a blast. I believe we went. Hernandez and I went up to a wedding recently, and we took a little tour of
Shout
Scranton.
out to Betsy and Daniel.
Yeah, thanks for having that wedding, so we could go and experience Scranton in all its glory. Or lack of.
That's more like it, yes.
The show does a lot of justice for Scranton.
It makes it seem so much cooler. Like, for instance,
Poor Richards.
Poor Richards. We made a pilgrimage, and we found Poor Richards, but it was in this, like, horrible, like, bowling alley. And
So it is an actual bar.
Oh,
it is
an actual bar.
I was not aware. Okay.
In a bowling alley.
Very nice.
In a not so great section of town.
Yes.
But it was literally, 500 feet away from Pizza by Alfredo? Or
yeah.
no, Alfredo's Pizza
Alfredo's.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
You got to know the difference.
Wow.
For all
Which
our
is
Office
which?
fans out there.
I just got excited hearing that right there. I hadn't. Okay.
But yeah, we made it a point to go and check out all the places that were still there, right? And so we saw this, the opening sign in the opening credits. That was in the mall. What's the mall called?
It's Steamtown Mall, baby.
Yeah, that's there. That's real.
Steamtown.
And we just had a blast up there. As far as the show,
What helped you get into the show?
Well,
we'll do that
watching
first. Be a professional, John
Jesus
Michael.
Christ.
Wow.
Good God.
Can't believe it.
I'm going to leave now.
You're good.
Bye.
I left my watch at home because it wouldn't shut up.
no podcast for you.
God.
But I got into, like I said, I really liked Ricky Gervais and all these guys on the British show. That's what got me to give the U.S. office its due, respect, and it made me give them a chance. And I actually ended up liking, the U.S. office. And like I said, it's way different, but it's the same kind of.
Yeah.
Have you watched the entirety of the UK Office?
Not the entirety, but I saw a shit ton of it, and I just, God, he's so annoying in that. Yeah. Like, I think he's more annoying than Michael Scott in the U.S. office.
But you saw that one
How
first
dare you.
before you saw the American
Yes,
version. See,
yes.
I feel like if I going into the American or watching that first and then trying to go in, which I've watched a couple episodes of the UK, it's really hard to get in. It's really
is,
hard
right.
to kind of see the complete differences right off the bat and kind of run with that. So I've made it maybe 2 or 3 episodes.
But you see how they model like the certain characters. Like
Absolutely.
you have to have the annoying boss. You have to have Dwight. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like they brought over a lot of stuff, but then, like I said, the U.S. version, kind of did their own thing, and it's a great show. It turned into
Parks
an
and
amazing
Rec
show.
doesn't have an annoying boss.
Well, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that here.
No,
a little bit.
I'm throwing jabs early.
just warming them up. Warming them up. John Michael, how did you get into The Office?
Of course, I got into it with everybody hyping it up like they do, and this is kind of the first thing that Netflix really brought to my attention, and so I really got into it. I watch it at least once a year, and I mean that's once a year at least. I mean, I usually
Like the whole season?
Yeah, the whole series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whole series.
I'm really bad. Though.
Like, man, I've watched
an addict.
I
episodes
watch
every
a
day.
season a fucking day.
It's my go-to, but I mean I've watched it probably 4 or 5 times over, and each time I watch it, I find something new, and it really was the first kind of comedy drama that I really fell into. And I really, really like it a lot. And I mean, it's a huge contender, of course, what we're going to talk about today with Parks and Recs. But I'm leaning a certain way. I don't want to say it just yet, but I might be a little biased on some levels. So yes, I got into it. I feel like probably 90% of the people got into it, which was just kind of the hype built around it,
Right.
and everybody watching it, and of course.
After it aired.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, the thing is, with The Office, from the first episode, even though I hated Michael Scott when I first started off, it pulls you in. And you're there immediately as to the latter, which we'll talk about. And, but definitely a great show. Love it. Can't wait to talk a little bit more about it.
Gotcha. Natalie, how did you get into Parks and Rec? Or I'm sorry,
Office.
The Office. We're not there yet.
No,
We're not there yet.
didn't-
I'm skipping
didn't
ahead.
even.
I'm
Okay.
all alone today.
So with The Office, I had, heard about it, and my brother used to tell me about it, and I just never gave it a chance. And we had moved from Greensboro to High Point, and I had no cable or no internet for like the first 2 or 3 days we were there, and we were
How did
able
you
to
survive?
I know, it was really bad.
High
But
Point.
it was
You're
the
so-
worst.
you're so brave.
It was so scary. But we did have basic cable for some reason in one room. And I think it was like the WB or something like that. But they had The Office that would come on at 1 o'clock in the morning, or either midnight or 1 o'clock. I don't remember. I was awake, though. Everybody was asleep, and it would come on. And that's the only thing I could get into or I could watch. That was the only thing I had. And I got immediately, I was into the show. I was well, let me start with this. I hated Michael, honestly. I hated him. I
think
couldn't
that's a
stand
consensus.
him. I could not stand him.
But he pulled you in.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
And guess what? He's my favorite character.
There
Hate,
you go.
hate Michael Scott.
I am
Love
so
Steve
in love
Carell.
with him. No, but I got so into it, and it was literally how I survived for the first. It was actually longer than a few weeks, probably a month before our cable finally got fixed and everything. But it was my go-to. It put me to sleep, or well, it didn't put me to sleep. But I fell asleep
It was that
afterwards.
good.
But there were commercials. It sucked. Now I have
Right,
Netflix,
right.
but it was just it totally changed. I hate to say this, but it changed my life. I fell in love
wrong
with
with that.
this new entire type of comedy I had never seen before, and I never got into the UK version. I just can't. I tried. I don't know. I'm trying, but I can't. Ugh. I do like the scene though where they meet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That the elevator.
Ricky Gervais.
That was like, well, damn, maybe I should watch it. If he's so similar to him, but
Because
but
he's
that's-
the executive producer of the U.S.
Yeah.
version.
Yeah.
well,
Oh, yeah.
son of- damn, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. But yeah, that's how it was, and it all came from that. And then eventually we got cable and all that, and then I had Netflix, and from then on, once I had
All
Netflix,
in.
I'm addicted. It's hard. It's so hard.
That's what she said.
Oh my God, yes. It's so hard. Yes.
Ping it up there.
Netflix, you better not take that shit off. You'll have Natalie on your ass.
I'm coming. So she said.
That is what she said.
Ping it again. Giggity. Matt, what's your how was your intro into the world of The Office?
Same, like the Netflix thing. I tried to watch it when it was on. I just felt like I had better things to do.
Right.
Commercials play a part.
Yeah,
man.
commercials
Fuck
do
commercials.
Hated the
play a
commercials.
huge part.
Hated it.
They do. But now that it's on Netflix, once I started it, I couldn't stop it because I have a couple of seasons on DVD.
Yeah.
Before I had
What are those?
No, same here.
digital video discs.
Is that what DVD means?
Yeah.
I was today years old
Is
when
it?
I figured that out.
Now I gotta look it up. It sounded right.
No, it sounds good. I don't know what else.
Yeah,
it would
I
be
mean, you
called.
sold us. I mean, if you wanted to backtrack right there.
I mean, yeah. That's it. Yeah, so The Office. I like antics. I like the dynamic between like Dwight and Jim.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Yes.
Shenanigans. And I think that's what pulled me in. Because that's fun. And I worked. The thing is, that's why I didn't really like it at first, because I worked in a place like that.
We live it.
Right, you're not off the clock.
I don't want to go home and watch that shit.
Too much relation.
Yeah.
Because the real
cuts you
Office is
deep.
not that funny.
It cuts you deep. It ain't that funny. Yeah, that was.
Go on.
Do tell.
Yeah, it was just that. That's it. That's all
Well,
I got.
what about you, Brian? How'd you get into it?
Ooh, I thank you, John.
Absolutely.
I like that
I
setup.
must know. I must know.
I think that's the first alley-oop.
Yes, I like it. I like it. To be honest with you, I think just like my Matthew, it was more the hype, around it, especially people talking about it on Facebook. Oh, watch this, watch that, and it was just, I said, fuck it. I'm going to give it a shot. And just like everybody else, couldn't, love Steve Carell. Did not like Michael Scott at all whatsoever. Yep. He's a dumbass, but he's a dumbass you love to hate. And he's just so stupid. You can't hate him that much. But, I mean, he's just ignorant as hell. And, the first season, 6 episodes long, wasn't too terrible. The antics definitely caught me in, from the first one, which was the stapler and the Jell-O that Jim did. To everything else after that was it was entertaining, and I personally have not had a 9 to 5 up until the last couple of years. So to me, I was like, "Is this what the 9 to 5 life is like?" This is awesome. I was a bartender and a DJ forever,
Not
so
Not even close.
I was like, maybe I want a 9 to 5 just to fuck with people all day. Apparently, that's not the case.
No.
You don't get paid to watch.
Yeah, but it's not funny. Like at the office, like
right.
you do that shit and fuck with people,
Right.
and
Get rid
there's
of.
repercussions, man.
unless it's Movie Monday and you get to watch Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I got introduced with it, and just stuck through. First season wasn't fantastic, but it was enjoyable, and then by the time season 2 to 3 definitely come in, I was just hooked. And just like Matthew, I ended up buying the DVDs, and I think I'm all the way up to like season 6 maybe, and then I just stopped buying them thanks to Netflix.
Yep.
So no
you.
need to have them.
Digital video disc.
Digital video discs.
Dropping
Look it up. But that was my introduction.
Act
to
like you
Office.
know.
Yeah, I don't think it was any one person in particular. For Parks and Rec, there definitely was a person I'll give a shout out to when we get to that portion of it. But it was just more the hoopla, like people would just talk about it. And I mean, especially at that time too, when it came out, like reality television was blowing up. And it was all just people on the camera talking shit, doing stupid stuff. So I enjoyed seeing what was a scripted, really reality, quote unquote, television show based on an office.
Like a spoof of it.
Right.
Of real reality.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
real.
You weren't just watching Jersey Shore dumbasses or The Road Rules, Real World fucking 18, whatever it was. Just kind of seeing this at a paper company in, Scranton, Pennsylvania. So that's what got me into it.
Well, I've always been a huge fan of like the mockumentary.
Yes.
Like ever
Absolutely.
since like Spinal Tap and like Best in Show, like all those Christopher Guest movies.
Best in
Those
Show
are
Best in
is
Show is
the
good. Yeah.
oh,
And that just
Love
sets
that
the
movie.
stage for hilarity. Like
totally.
you have a camera crew there to be objective and make a documentary, and then all these shenanigans happen. Like you're not ready for it, and it's amazing. I've always loved like mockumentaries. Like
Now, have you watched
ever since Spinal
Have you
Tap.
watched the Netflix American Vandal and all of those?
Oh,
Oh God,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
we might have to save that for another episode.
yeah.
So
Who drew
good.
the dicks?
We have Air Force pilots drawing dicks in the sky now. I mean,
Yes.
like on the regular.
What else are you gonna do when you're not out there?
It's very precise.
Is that a vein? Okay, so
Before-
DVD stands for digital versatile disc.
You stupid
Hey, that was the
idiot.
closest answer. I would have just gone with digital video.
It clearly says DVD is a short form of digital versatile disc and not digital video disc.
Video makes sense.
Well,
though.
video makes sense.
And-
Fuck versatile.
Yes.
The more you know.
Fuck Google.
Fuck your couch.
Before we get into our favorite characters and favorite episodes, we're going to take a quick little time out for a sponsor break. Next time you're in downtown Greensboro, make sure you check out McGee Street Country and Cocktails, open Wednesday through Saturday. They have live music, full-service bar, farm fresh ingredients, seasonal cocktail menu, and a great space for private parties. They're also hosting a movie night the second Thursday of every month. Make sure you check them out at 113 West McGee Street, and you can find them at www.mcgeestreetbar.com.
So, Matthew, who would you say is your favorite character from The Office?
Wow, Jerry, that
Wow,
is
Jerry.
really good.
Yeah,
That was really good.
Voice lessons.
I do
are great.
voiceover
You're
work.
good.
Hire me. I'll make whatever voice you want.
Fuck that. Hire me. That's why I started this.
I mean, hire Brian, and then maybe I'll give it to you.
I'll bring you on. I'll bring the whole crew on.
I'll bring the
Nice.
beers.
I'll bring the beers.
It's funny you ask. I don't know.
Is it?
No,
Just at the right time somehow.
we kind of figured this out. I really like Kevin on the low. Like
Yeah.
All right.
Kevin,
Air
like,
horn sound the shit out of that one for
You
Kevin.
hate to love him.
no, but everything he's gonna say is hilarious. Everything.
But
Everything he says is so funny.
I can't let you do that, though.
You can't let him be my number one.
Well, you can, of course. What I'm saying is he's meant to be that
This isn't
lovable
communist
teddy
China.
bear. You know what I mean? Like,
He can do
he's
whatever he
meant
wants.
to be lovable. I feel like... Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if I say Dwight, it's like saying Nas. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
because I mean, by far Dwight. I think so. That's a different conversation. But I don't know. I think between him and Stanley.
Stanley. Oh, absolutely.
Stanley, the
Absolutely.
silent assassin, as I like
And
to
I'm not
call him.
knocking your choice. I'm just saying he's kind of meant to be that big dumb teddy bear, you know, that we all kind of love. And
He spilled the chili.
he
man.
did spill the chili. And
That was
I mean,
heartbreaking.
we have
That
to
was
thank the
hard.
internet.
By that time, you
so
were that invested,
Yeah.
and you saw him talk
Yeah.
about how proud he was about his
Oh,
goddamn chili.
How did he word it? He was like, "It's the flavors that bring everybody together." I was like, "Damn it!" Kevin.
By far, this is the best thing I do.
By far.
By
Did you
far.
notice though, between first two season Kevin's, and
He's
this season's,
a lot
his
smarter.
Well,
Yeah.
no, and his voice changes
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
His
Well,
voice is completely different the first two seasons compared to the rest.
Absolutely.
Like he actually sounds like a normal human being
Yeah,
in the first two seasons, but he just. I don't want to use the R word out there. They just make him seem a lot slower the rest of the time.
Not the R word.
Holly said it for us. Holly said it for us.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
She
only
did.
because Dwight told her that.
Yeah,
though.
she did.
Poor
For the
Holly.
Still,
record,
I
we didn't say
mean-
it.
Yeah, did not say that. Don't tell me.
You were saying, Natalie?
Hi. Okay.
Who's your favorite, Natalie?
Oh my God. How can I pick? Can I say Jim? No. I like his face.
No,
I'm in love with Jim. But besides that, I have to say Michael. But,
Okay.
you know, Michael does leave. So it gets hard to like the show once he's gone. But I did fall in love with the show because of Michael. Because I kind of relate to his idiocy. Is that a word? I don't even know.
Maybe.
I feel like an idiot half the time of my life. So I feel like I try too hard like he does. And I always want to be the best. And I always want to kiss ass. And I always want to show off. And I relate to that. And I love that about his character. And I feel like it is a part of me and who I am. So that's on a personal level why I liked him so much. But I like Jim. but not all white guys are like that. So I can't. He tries to be this cute, lovey white. They are not like that. They're not.
Bringing to the podcast.
Hey,
Whoa.
she ain't lying.
Come on.
She just
Sweet
sum up
white
all white
boys
dudes
are
as Michael Scott.
Except Jerry.
sweet white boys are hard to come by these days. But I did love his uniqueness of love and sweetness. But yes, of course, Michael is definitely my favorite. Okay.
Just because the right don't make it true.
John Michael,
Go.
the man on the street, the man with the camera.
Hello.
Who is your favorite character on The Office?
Well, thank you for asking, my friend.
You're very
All
welcome.
right, so I think I'm going to lose a couple of you here.
If you dare
here we go.
say what I
I've
think
got
you're
two choices, all right, and I can't really decide, but I want to bring attention, even if he's not my favorite. I'm going to say second favorite, but I want to bring to attention Creed Bratton.
Fuck, he's a murderer.
That's a good number one.
He is a murderer. He's the strangler. How dare?
He
Oh God.
He's so talented.
He is unbelievable. All right, and for all those out there that are listening that don't know, Creed Bratton is actually his name. That is him, and he is a member of the Grassroots, and he's actually singing on a couple of the times that he actually plays guitar. And
Oh, yeah.
actually,
They
but
have like two albums,
yeah,
one or two.
yeah, one or two albums, and I really haven't listened to the entirety of them, but he is one of my favorites because of his antics and just kind of the quick jabs that they throw him in, and he's in and out pretty much the entire time, but anything down to just his one-liners, the Taliban's the worst, but great heroin,
What was the synonym he tried to do?
yeah, Bo body.
Bo body.
Bo body. And somebody suggested, and he's like, I like it. Just he's so lost, but at the same time,
Creed Bratton
Creed
is manager.
he is amazing.
That did happen. Yes, that happened.
I mean, he's unbelievable. What I'm gonna have to go with though for my favorite character is going to be Michael Shore. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but he is Mose. Dwight's cousin. And fun fact, that man has co-written most of the episodes. He's also written Parks and Rec.
Yep.
He's also been on Black Mirror. He's also been on a lot of stuff, but I think his character is one of the best. And I know that these are both very short-term characters, but
They're still effective,
the
though.
more I watch the series, the more I pick up on kind of what they're doing. And I mean, it's hysterical. So I'm going to have to go with Mose, I believe.
Mose.
Wow.
Mighty
Yeah.
Mose.
I am beyond surprised.
Are you?
Very.
What did you think I was going to say?
I didn't think anything. I just can't believe he's been in like how many episodes?
Oh, I mean, yeah,
Spoke how many lines?
Unbelievable.
He didn't speak.
But he's kind of
Did he?
hot. I don't know.
He's hot.
Most?
Most
Can I say that?
No, you can say
Shave
whatever
that
you
beard,
want.
baby. No offense, but shave it off.
All you Amish dudes out there, look out. Natalie is on the hunt.
No, I don't like beards. I'm sorry.
Man.
Oh,
if you're
wait.
listening to this pop culture podcast, Amish.
Take your
You're
beard
not
off.
really Amish.
No beards.
You escaped.
Wait, no. When is what is it? Ram Kapoor? What's their the day that they can do whatever the fuck they want?
Assalamu alaikum.
I think we're confusing a lot of religions here.
Yeah. Rumspringer. Rumspringer.
Yes.
That's where they
Not
can
Yom
make
Kippur.
just-
So offended right
Sorry.
now.
I am sorry to you.
Did I mention we are not the most politically correct podcast on the planet?
and One Nation.
Under a groove.
Jerry, who do you got as your favorite character?
Man, anytime I see this guy, his eyes, like, well,
His dreamy eyes.
so dreamy. But The Office is notorious for the eyes into the camera, and like
Yeah.
it's
Jim.
we all definitely, but it's to signify like we're the audience and we know that something fucked up just happened,
Absolutely.
Then
you know.
Stanley then.
But yes, so
Yes.
I'm gonna lead into Stanley Hudson.
Thank you.
He does not have an actual like the British Office. There's no character of Stanley, and so that
Interesting.
they kind of just made that up. But they gave him some of Malcolm's lines from the
But you know what?
British show.
They didn't really make it up because it exists.
Yeah, right. Well, black people exist in offices. Yes,
All over the
my
world.
God.
everywhere.
had no idea.
But is this the episode where we get taken off the air?
But no, it's just so funny to hear Michael Scott just say some off color remark. You get that off color?
Ooh.
Jesus.
Matthew's getting mad.
Some ridiculous remark, and then just see Stanley's eyes just looking right in the camera, like shit. Like, oh my god,
Watery.
I have to work for this asshole.
Yes.
And then a close second / honorable mention is my man Robert California, James Spader. The man,
No.
he is.
No, that was such a great portrayal. Though.
He is way too professional for this company.
Too intense.
Yes.
Like he should be out, I don't know, like helping the world, push an agenda somewhere. Like he definitely doesn't need to be at this fucking paper company. But anytime I see James Spader, he overacts, and I love it.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes, he is
anything
good.
he's in, he's great, and he made it for me. Robert California's great.
He's a great actor. I agree with that.
That's wonderful to hear, actually.
I saw him. I actually saw
yeah.
him in Shorts. It's a kids movie. Have you seen that movie?
Shorts? No.
And my son used to love that movie. You need to watch it.
Okay.
It's called Shorts.
I love
and it's
it.
a crazy kid movie, and he is the master of that movie. And
You ever see Tough Turf?
I have not. What does that mean?
That's an old 80s movie with James Spader.
I thought that was a trick question. Okay.
Great.
I'll check it out. Thanks.
You don't have to.
I want to if you'll check out Shorts for me.
Deal.
Yes.
Hey, Brian, what's your favorite character?
Oh, I can't wait.
So I got to go with, I don't know why you can't wait.
Hey, Michael's thing.
Michael is fantastic, but I'm a big fan of Daryl.
I taught Mike some phrases to help with his interracial conversations. Stuff like fleece it out, going Mach 5, dink and flicker. Things us Negroes.
Yes.
Love
Filming.
Daryl. He, just how he. Where do I even start with Daryl? I mean, first of all, his one-liners are great. I was watching the episode the other day where he teaches Michael Scott slang.
Yes.
And I put that on the IG, the Dick and Flicka, like all the stupid shit
Dick and
that he
Flicka.
has Michael do just cracks me up tremendously. And I think he's a very underrated character on the show, but I enjoy the shit out of him.
He's unflappable.
Yeah.
I mean, they do so many things to him.
Yeah,
The
and I mean,
entire time.
just like you were talking about the eye stare to the camera.
Yeah.
Daryl has some classic,
Yeah, he
classic eye stares into the camera, and even when you see him come up from the warehouse up to the office and get the desk job, and there's the kind of sad episodes where he wanted Andy's job and didn't get it, and this, that, and the other. But he's a phenomenal actor and a great musician too. Like he's actually playing the keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
On those parts. And I'm a big fan of Daryl. I was going to do a top 3, but I'm going to give a shout out to Daryl Film.
I like it.
I do too. Yes.
Before we get into our least favorites, we're going to take a quick little commercial break for the podcast. A big thank you to one of our sponsors, Jeff Beal and his team at Throwback Custom Cars in Raleigh, North Carolina. For over 30 years, they have specialized in classic car restoration as well as residential/commercial automation technology and audio-video systems. There is no project too big or too small, and they work all across the U.S. To set up a consultation, contact Jeff at 919-235-8337 or go to throwbackcustomcars.com and fill out the Contact Us form. All right, as far as least favorite character or characters from The Office, John Michael's going to hate me, man. I got to go Creed. We had this discussion the other day. Really? I mean, he has a couple highlights. I will give him that. The Boo Body, he's got a couple good zingers in there. He's a very talented musician. But besides that, back to I think it was season 2 where Michael had to let somebody go, and it was between him and the other dude. I was really hoping it was Creed. I'm not even gonna bullshit yet.
Oh,
He's
that's a
just
shame.
there, and like I said,
He never
his
grew on you,
singers
huh?
are okay. No, he just never grew on me until the last episode. I mean, as everybody knows, spoilers ahead. When he goes to jail, like he was supposed
Let's
to
do
for
this.
a while there.
Yeah.
And even the Halloween episode, which you'll appreciate,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he comes up with a bloody shirt,
Right.
And he was like, "I had no idea today was Halloween."
Halloween.
So, yeah, I mean, I'll give him credit for a couple good zingers, but besides that, full cast goes. Creed is my least favorite. I'm sorry, John Michael.
That's fine. Can I add a tidbit that I forgot
do.
really
Please
quick?
do.
Okay, so don't mark me on this, and I tried to look it up online. I couldn't find
marking
anything. Okay, but I'm pretty sure when they do the game because they're not sure if they're going to get closed down or not. So
Right.
they do that.
There was a murder.
There's a
in
Yeah.
murder.
Yes.
And
Spin a mud.
if y'all all remember, Creed comes in, And they go, there was a murder here. And he goes, great, I'll be right back. And he takes off in his car.
He's gone for the whole show.
I don't know if I'm right about this, but I'm pretty damn sure he doesn't come back until the last episode after that.
I think
I'm
you might
pretty
be
sure
right.
he is not on any longer after that.
Because
Ducking those
he's the
charges.
They
strangler.
find him, yes.
He's
He
the
went on the run.
strangler,
He went on the
Scranton
run. I
strangler.
thought that was hilarious. And I'm researching today, and I'm like, I don't think he's ever been back after that until the last episode when they actually find him. But
Very
I don't
true.
remember what the timeline was, but I do remember the baptism episode where Michael and Andy got on the bus to go with the kids to Mexico.
Yes.
And then they pick up a stranger on the side of the road, and it's Creed. And he's not only is it Creed, he's wearing like a seersucker suit with the straw hat, like he's down in fucking Charleston somewhere. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'm playing hooky from work. Then he looks up and he sees Andy and
I thought that was when they were when they had the office on the
On the
bus.
bus.
yeah, on
Yeah.
the pies, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh shit! You might be right.
Yes.
There's
Well, yeah.
so many good episodes.
I know, that's
You're
the
gonna
bus.
confuse,
I
you're
hate
right.
to correct,
That's when they
that
went
was
to
the bus.
the pie stand. The
Best episodes, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, so my bad.
Sorry,
That's when we went
I'm
to the pie
such a
stand.
bitch.
Laverne's
Forgive
pie
me.
stand in Utah.
A bitch. Yeah.
Jerry, who you got as least favorite?
I'm gonna go straight to the top. Michael Scott.
Nice.
I'm not a big fan of people that take themselves so seriously, and this guy takes himself way too seriously. He overthinks everything. He wants to be a good boss, but in wanting to be a good boss, he's actually not that good a boss, and he's just. I know it's supposed to center around him. I mean, for most of the series, but I've never liked Michael Scott.
He falls in love
He
faster
is
than
the
half the chicks
show.
in Greensboro.
He is the show. How can you not like him?
Stab.
Damn, son.
He does though. The
was subtle.
fucking episode where they go to the hibachi restaurant.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I found my girlfriend. I think I'm in love.
He's
has the
the
marker.
I love that.
He has the marker.
He has the
arm.
marker.
the idiot. He's an idiot. And he's desperate, and I
Yes.
love that.
That is
he's
true.
so real.
Again, fellas, Natalie Garcia, Yes Weekly.
She hearts
real.
idiots.
Yes.
That's all I got, man. I don't
That was it? That's your least favorite, Michael Scott?
like. Yes.
Can't believe it.
John Michael,
Wow.
who you got over there?
Man. All right, so this was a tough one. I'm going to have to go with Kelly Kapoor. I absolutely despise everything she is about.
Oh my god.
That's a great one.
I
Yes.
hate her voice. I hate her
They all up
comedy.
in the office for
I
real.
personally do not like her, and I've never met her. But personally, I'm just saying. Oh man, and her love triangle, or not triangle, but her just love predicament with Ryan.
Didn't
is-
she say she was pregnant once?
Yes.
course, yeah.
And then she goes like
Yeah,
this.
yeah. She is the epitome of she's the worst in the.
She's a woman.
worst.
That's what we do.
Yes.
That's what
She
we
is
do.
the worst.
Y'all niggas making my case for me. Hey, keep doing sound bites coming. Let's go.
I can't do her. So I'm gonna say that.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
There it is.
Stop.
That's what she said.
I think that she's probably the worst as far as my pick. And then if I could just rattle off 2 or 3 real quick.
Yeah,
Erin, I can't stand her either. And just her bubbly.
The receptionist?
Yeah, the receptionist.
She's got a
Wait,
big
Aaron?
beef. Yes,
Big B.
Kimmy
Kimmy
Schmidt.
Oh, I couldn't
Kimmy
stand her
Schmidt,
either.
yeah.
Wow.
Kimmy Schmidt. And then Pam. I don't like Pam. I don't like Pam.
I'm so mad right now.
This is when everyone shuts off.
Thanks for killing our viewership.
Thanks for joining us. On
You
this
know the whole love story part of the show? Fuck that.
Fucking garbage.
Gross.
Pam did nothing wrong, okay?
Oh my God. She's I don't like her personality, and I know that she's a huge driver of the show. I just don't like her. I don't.
What's wrong with her personality? I have to know.
She's just ignorant.
Of what?
She's just ignorant
Of life.
I mean, life in
She's
general.
an artist.
But I mean, yeah,
You know that?
she moves off and she wants something, and then it's not what she wants, so she comes back, and then she wants to paint a mural, but then somebody drew something. I mean, it's just
Butts.
too
wow.
much stuff. I can't take it.
Wow. She's
white.
dealing with
You said she's
life.
white,
How
yeah.
dare she? How dare she deal with life?
She's a white woman.
She's not good enough for Jim.
White woman.
White girl.
Why are you saying what way?
Yeah, I don't like her or
Pam
her curly
Beasley.
hair, so that's what I'm going to say.
Halpert.
Pam Halpert. Pam.
Oh, it's Beasley.
What's Roy's last name? Ooh.
Oh, it's
I don't even
because
know.
she said that was the closest I'll ever be to Anderson. It's Roy Anderson.
Was it Roy
And She was
Anderson?
almost going to be Pam Anderson.
Pam Anderson.
No
And she says
way.
that's the closest I ever want to be
Wow.
to be. Pam
Well, that
Anderson.
should. You know what? My answer should have been Pam Anderson. hold up,
Paisley.
Beasley, Alper. Anyway, you know, I'm falling apart over here.
In Utah, that would have been a completely different show.
Big love.
Yeah, Big Love Office Edition.
Good gracious. So that's me, Matthew. What?
Least favorite? I would say Angela,
Angela. Okay, yeah.
the cat lady. I just don't fuck with cat ladies.
Preach. Preach. Not to be trifled with or trusted.
Don't fuck with cat.
She was so rude all the time.
All
Like very
the
tightly
time.
wound.
She
Very
was.
just like.
Yeah.
Dwight wasn't doing his job, man. He
Yeah.
got to pull the stroke.
Yeah.
What if I agreed with that?
You gotta.
Obviously, he was though, because she married him. So
Ooh.
That was.
I don't
that
even
was-
know what you're saying.
It took a long time
It's years
for that,
later.
right?
She was
After
a
baby.
hoe too. So
She was a hoe. Didn't
also-
she marry the gay senator?
Faux show.
Yes.
The gay senator.
I mean,
Faux show.
Well, she also lied to Dwight about the kid.
The kid. That
Yeah,
was his.
which
It was his.
They try to play it off like that's a great thing, but
Here we are telling you that's
see you
morally
yeah. See you next Tuesday.
fucked up. So yeah, Angela and Meredith right behind her.
You don't like Meredith?
I don't like Meredith.
What?
Because she's gross.
She embodies. She is gross.
She's gross. Like that's the word for it.
But we all need
But
that
but
person.
I've had those people. I've had those persons
What are we admitting
Persons
to?
of interest.
work for me.
Yes.
And work with me. And she's gross.
When Jerry and I were at Poor Richards, we were expecting to totally run into Meredith. Like in real life.
She would be the one you would run into.
Yep.
Yes.
She's not gross though. Those
I follow
are
her
those are
on
mung
Instagram.
beans.
Wow,
She's
you
so normal.
That's the smell.
Gross.
She's really normal. I follow her on Instagram. She's chill as fuck.
She's a normal
Everyone's
woman.
normal
Really
on Instagram and social media. You should know this.
Well,
I will
she's
say,
clothed.
All
She
those
has clothes,
filters.
right?
I will say though, she looked really good with a bald head. I don't think I know a lot of people
Oh,
that
yeah.
actually look good with a bald head.
She
and
did.
she
She
rocked
Kind of
it.
reminded me
did.
of Megamind. I'm not even going to bullshit. As soon as you said it off, I thought Megamind. That's what I did.
Wow. I love you, Brian.
Damn.
Natalie, who you got as your least favorite from The Office?
Very easy. Ryan. Ooh. Absolutely.
Good call.
Annoying.
Fuck that guy.
I
Yeah.
cannot stand
Couldn't
his
sell
ego.
shit.
He does. He does not deserve an ego. First of all, I hated how he treated Kelly. He was a piece of shit to her. Can I say cuss words on?
Yes.
He was really mean to her.
This isn't on Disney Channel. You're good.
I don't know.
Not yet.
But yeah, I didn't like Ryan. I didn't like his ego, and I did not like the. I don't like how he. I mean, there were points that I did like what he would call like Pam out or Jim out. He would call them out. That was kind of funny.
Yes.
But in general, I couldn't stand him. Every time he would come on scene, I was just like, I was irked.
I appreciated when he came back as Michael Scott's boss.
When he grew a beard, I couldn't take it anymore.
I thought that was like
No. That was it for me. He
I liked
grew
it.
And you know he's an executive producer of the show.
Of the
Yes,
show.
I know.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
mean anything.
I think
to
it's the
me.
only reason he was on as long as he was.
And I also appreciated when he went. I think what was it? New York.
yeah.
Yeah, and he was that guy.
Yeah.
In the bar, like
Yeah.
ordering stupid shit. And
He was on
Jumping
coke.
around.
Yeah.
Lots of coke,
Yes.
and he irked me every
was
time he
funny
would come.
to me.
I had to adjust to him. I literally had to adjust and become immune to him watching. Literally, because every
He's in a
time
lot of The Office.
I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand. I mean, and then Kelly would kind of entwine with that because she
Yes.
annoyed me too. But I get her because I am a girl. Oh my God.
Y'all
And I
stick
get
together.
I get the feeling of I want attention but Ryan played into that, and that is reality of
He showed up on a horse.
manipulation.
Yes, I mean, I completely agree.
That was very realistic to me, but I could not stand him, and I would have preferred him not on the show. Can I say that?
Yes.
Get him off now.
This is why we're here.
We're sponsored
I like
by
it.
friends and family. And so, good. Until Disney finally buys us, we can say whatever the fuck we
Can't
want.
wait.
At this point, they're probably not listening to us. Yeah. You're fine.
Shit. Yeah.
Before we get into Parks and Rec, we're going to take a quick little commercial break, and we'll be right back to talk about Parks and Recreation. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up part one of our two-part The Office versus Parks and Rec podcast episodes.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Pop Culture as Fuck, presented by Multi-Poptural. Be sure to check us out at our website for all the latest news and notes. You can find us at www.popcultureaf.com or multipoptural.com. And we'll see you next week, you filthy animals.
Yes! Yeah! Victory!
And anger management?
Fuck anger management.